Okay, in this video we're going to look at how we can do the same formatting that we did in the last video, but using styles to speed things up if we want to do extra changes. In the last video we were doing it all using the manual method, so we were doing a lot of highlighting and a lot of repeating of things, going up and down, finding things, applying the changes manually. Takes a long time and you might make mistakes. The better way to do it, the more productive way, is to use the styles, which can be found here, or go into the menu, you can find them here as well. And when you click on it, at the side you get the styles and formatting task pane. Now you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 styles already there. Those are the ones that come with the normal template, the normal dot file that comes with the Microsoft Word, and they're okay, they're good enough to get you started. They'll help you accomplish a pretty tidy document. So we're going to use some of these to create a document, and then we're going to change them. We're actually going to change one of them straight away. Now the plain text one is there because we've imported a plain text file. Now we're actually going to modify it, but it will create its own style when we do it. At the moment it's set to 10-point Courier. As always, that's how imported text comes in as Courier. You don't need to highlight anything, it's already applied. Plain text is applied to all of the text already. What we were also doing before was we were putting in gaps for everything by manually pressing enter. We don't need to do that. We will be showing you how to do that in a moment. Computer knows where they are. That's why it has the paragraph marks. So what we're going to do, we're going to modify the style. You click on the drop down menu. This is how you get to the modification. So each style has a name, and there are a few settings that you can, or a few drop down menus that you can see. Every style is based on another style, and there's a setting there for style for following paragraph. If you use styles for headings, you don't necessarily want the next paragraph to be a heading either. That would be a bit silly. So you can force another style, a body type style, to follow, again, to save you time. So if you apply a style and then you continue typing, it doesn't put the next line as a heading too. It saves you a bit of time. Also, a lot of settings here you can use, such as the alignment and the line spacing. There's increase line spacing and decrease line spacing, and also the indents. I tend not to use those. I prefer to use the ones that are here in the format button. We're going to go to format font, because the first thing we're going to do is change everything to Arial, just like we did before, and then just click OK. And as you see, it creates its own little new style. So we've got a plain text and a plain text plus Courier. If we click on plain text, actually we need to highlight everything first, and then click on plain text. It will apply the Arial change that we just made, and the other style disappears. Now what we're going to do next is space things out. What we need to do, modify the style again, is try and go to paragraph though. That's where the spacing settings are, not the indentation, the spacing. So we're going to put 12 before each paragraph. So before each paragraph mark there's going to be 12 points of extra space. You can see everything's spaced out, nice, very neat. we didn't have to press enter once. So we can see a bit easier now where all the headings are, and also where these bullet points are that are going to cause a problem. So what we're going to do is, well, first format the main heading, and we're going to just use the heading style that's provided for us, heading 1, the biggest one, and then we're going to put heading 2 as all the other ones. Now we still need to highlight these because the computer doesn't know which things are headings yet, and that's what we're really doing, we're just marking them as a heading type. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to use a quick way here. I'm going to use Control key and highlight all of them, and that's all of them. Just click there. Now all those are marked off as heading 2. So anytime now that we change heading 2, anytime we modify the style, all those headings will change in one go. We don't have to do multiple changes. This is why styles make life so much easier, so much quicker. This is only a small document. If you had 300 pages, you'd really be saving a lot of time. Now here we have some smaller headings. We're going to make those as heading 3, because these are the headings that kind of are little titles for the bulleted lists. Now these headings are way too big. I mean, this one here, it's going across 2 lines, it just doesn't look right. So we're going to modify this style, make it a bit smaller, maybe 10 points or something like that. Yep. And now it fits onto 1 line, and it's also changed the one up higher up as well. Now these bulleted lists, these don't look right because there's too much gap between each one. They should be just as a list. What we're going to do, we're going to modify the style of the main text again. Okay, we're just going to make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, it should fit onto 2 pages now, I think, just about. So all these headings here are now in italics, and I don't like that. Let's make them like they were in our other document. They were Times New Roman. So you can see they've all changed. Made one change, all of them changed, and they weren't italic, and they were in small caps though. So we have to go into the font option here, small caps, and OK, and now they're all small caps. So what else can we change? Now I think these should probably be indented. So let's apply an indent. Okay, so it does the 2 at once. Obviously the bulleted list needs to be indented, but it also needs to be without spacing between it. So we'll come back to that later again. What you can also do with styles is apply borders, not through that, through here. So if you click OK here, you can see we've applied a border to 1. I mean, there's only 1, but now we can apply border to the heading 2s as well. Very much quicker than we would normally be able to do it. You can see now, it's starting to look very neat now. All these lines, they're actually a border, but they just look like a line. Now, we can make this centered if we want to, or I think we're just going to leave it there, just make it Times New Roman to keep it consistent. Now I think we should change the text to Verdana. Now what are we going to do about these bullet points? So we change the heading there of change the third heading to be Times New Roman. Now let's actually make this into another style for the bullet points. These 3 points here need to be done into bullet points. The problem is that they have gaps between them, and we don't want those gaps. So what we do, highlight it, and what we can do is we can use one of the styles that are kind of commonly used when you do bulleted lists. So let's try some of them. Let's try bullet list 3. Now you can see that doesn't look quite right because the bullets aren't far enough over, so we use 4 instead. So we can do the same for the second list, bullet 4, and it looks much neater now. What we could do though, if we wanted to, is we could change that bulleted list any way we wanted to in future. The list bullet 3 comes up because we did select it. So that's the basics of styles.